everybody. Welcome back. As you can tell by our audience monitors, our fifth place finisher has been eliminated. You know, Dale West, you played a little bit conservative, not one pre-flop raise. You know, that's pretty much the definition of conservative in poker. What happened?
I didn't really get any cards early on. I usually play pretty tight, which isn't too good with six-handed, but oh well.
Would you have done anything differently? I know this was your first time playing live poker. Were you a little nervous about that?
Actually, I wasn't that bad. I was, all things considered. You know, there's quite a few people watching. It's TV. I actually wasn't that nervous.
Well, you're going to have to try again and maybe come back and try to get that $25,000. All right, back to you, John and Michael.
Taking a check on our chip count at this point. They call him G-Hawk. Greg Hocko making some moves and building a stack. And Bill Sheldon right now bringing up last place, 47,000 in chips. The card's still flying, blinds at 3,000 and 6,000 inside the poker dome.
White with another good hand, pair of jacks. Now four-handed, Sheldon in the blind with ace-7 suited has got to like his hand.
And he takes his 30-second extension to think this one over, wondering if this one's worth getting into.
John, I don't think that Sheldon is considering a call here. This is all in or nothing, and yes, he does go all in.
He flips the chip. He says, "Come and get it, Mr. White."
And White surely will call.
Has to. Makes the call. Good luck. Sheldon will not like that, but he still has that overcard of the ace. So they go head-to-head here. Sheldon, he needs to pull this one out or he will be the third player eliminated tonight.
Ooh!
An ace instantly hooking him up. 9 and a 7 on the flop.
Two jacks remain in the deck. That's what White is looking for.
Won't get it on the turn.
Two jacks, and that's all.
And it's a king. So Sheldon exhales. The big survival on that one. His ace-7 proves profitable. So that takes him from the critical list back into a much more comfortable state.
Well, if you want to talk about critical, unfortunately for John White, that confrontation left him with so few chips he can hold them in 3 fingers.
Ouch. And that would be a total of 3,000 in chips. Our one-time chip leader, John White, now one hand away from flatliner status.
John White can't even pay the big blind at this point. He is effectively done. What's going to happen is he's going to have to double, triple, quadruple up even to get back in the match. And the other players know that. They're avoiding each other at this point. They know that very soon that man, John White, will face elimination.
And things do change in a hurry here. John White was strong early with some good hands, chip leader most of the night. Now all of a sudden, he's faced with barely hanging on. And he is all in now with his 3,000, hoping the ace-8 can hold up, needing something to happen here or he will be going home.
Hocko calls in small blind, so 2 players trying to eliminate White, who actually has the best hand here.
He catches the 8 on the flop. The turn, a 9.
Hocko has a flush draw.
And a 5 on the river. So a sigh of relief, John White survives.
Interestingly, though, you see there's 15,000 in the pot. John White is only eligible to win 3,000 from each player. So he wins 9,000, and 6,000 of that pot is a side pot. That goes to the second place finisher, Hocko. But hey, John White has now tripled up. If he can triple up again, he will officially be back in the game.
Right back into this one.
Is that 18? 21. That's way off. Oh. It's a lot more than I thought.
And White, of course, will go all in with his ace-jack, but he'll be facing a hand that's more powerful.
Ace-king,
and
ace-jack.
he needs the jack to come out to put him back in front. So White, once again, facing elimination as we go to the flop. 6, 3, jack,
a jack
and
on the
instantly
flop.
So White has to love what he sees on the first 3 cards out, but this one not over. A 9 on the turn.
Only a king. Otherwise, White will, in fact, be up to 21,000.
And just like that, John White, he goes from 3,000 in chips, bouncing up now to over 20,000. To the chip count board, Greg Hocko out in front with a story recently. John White proving that his study of nuclear science also has survival skills in there. He was all the way down to 3,000 in chips, pumped it up to 21,000 in a matter of a couple of hands.
The old triple up, the old double up. Hello, boys, I'm back.
Yeah, it's like a walk-off home run. Feeling pretty good about it, but his game far from over. Back to the action. The
Boy,
blinds
I'd like to see White just go all in again. Yes! Very good.
He follows your lead, Michael.
And
Pushes
Sheldon
out.
cannot call here. I really don't see him calling.
So John White on a rush.
Picks up 9,000 uncontested chips.
Got to be happy about that because we saw him just showing his emotions, wiping the brow, feeling like I'm on the critical list, but an injection of life.